in every way.
It's been 30 years of joyfulness. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News. The Midday News is live on Joy 99.7 FM and hits 103.9 FM here in Accra. We are also on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi and on myjoyonline.com. We are also live in all 16 regions of Ghana via various affiliates. Live on X Spaces on Facebook and on YouTube. The Midday News is supported by Petrosol Platinum Energy. Energizing dreams. Coming up, President John Mahama cites what he describes as attack on small-scale miners and uncoordinated operation as reason for withdrawing IGP's Anti-galamsey task force. Details as the president insists gold board trading activities have raked in over $6 billion in 6 months. Also in this bulletin, worsening water crisis in parts of the central region, forcing some school children to abandon the classroom as residents grapple with severe shortages caused by illegal mining. And education grinds to a halt in conflict-hit Binyiri in the Savannah region as 44 basic schools are shut and more than 5,000 learners displaced, according to the education think tank Africa Education Watch. Now, also Tema-Aflao highway construction under threat as contractor warns work could stall again unless government urgently releases the delayed $105 million funding. We'll hear from the commuters. And in sports,
Nations FC coach Kasim Mengo replaces Didi Dramani as the head coach of Ghana's Black Galaxies.
And high-level investigation launched into the destruction of $28 million worth of Robotech assets following clashes. I am Hannah Odame. I'll bring you details of these headlines and more in this bulletin. Thanks for choosing us this afternoon. We are Joy News. We are independent, we are fearless, and we are credible. Let's start from the central region. The worsening water crisis in parts of the region there is forcing some school children to abandon the classroom as residents grapple with severe shortages caused by illegal mining. Communities across 8 districts are in distress after the river Ayensu, their main water source, was heavily polluted by galamsey activities. Ewutu Senya West, Gomwa East, Gomwa West, Ewutu Senya East, Agona East, Gomwa Central, Agona West, and part of Efutu have all been affected. At Agona Asafo, the Agona KTK frustrated residents say the situation has left them with no choice but to rely on sachet water, which can now only be used for drinking but also for cooking and bathing. Well, some parents told Joy News they have withdrawn their children from school because fetching water has become a full-time struggle. So let's take you live there now and speak to our correspondent Kofi J, who is with our sister station at Dome FM. Thanks for joining us, Kofi. So how bad is this situation?
As I'm speaking to you now, the river Ayensu has turned to yellowish color. As we all know how galamsey pollutes water. River Ayensu starts from eastern region, which is Enum Apepem in the eastern region. And according to information, the galamseys have blocked the mainstream River Ayensu at Enum Apepem, which has affected the main river. So as I'm speaking to you now, those communities around all those areas, I mean communities residing around River Ayensu, are in very distress, and according to them now their only source of water is pure water. Initially, they normally depend on Ayensu first some bathing, cooking, and other stuff. But currently, they are all using sachet water. Those who are going to farms, and even when I went to the community, majority of the children are home. And I asked their parents, say that they are not having access to water. They can't get water to bath to go to school. So as I'm speaking to you now, some of the children are home, not going to school due to the damage and how the water has been polluted.
So let's hear from some of these parents, Kofi.
Before, when the pipes were closed, we could fetch water from the Ayinsu River for free. But now, with the state of the river, it is useless. Children can no longer go to school because of the water situation. Sachet water is the only source we can rely on. The water is completely unsafe. The pipes have been closed for the past 2 weeks. We know our MP, Madam Pokoa, is making efforts, but it is not enough.
Yes, so how my able to me asayani. Infla what 2 pipe can yes as well.
Insulu, I say cry until you dimple near the galley, and I say you by 2 years in the young lad that. The entire night, yes, you will. Yes, I say.
You can see the state of the water and the devastating impact it's having on us. Children cannot even go to school anymore. We plead with the government to come to our aid. Even providing us with a borehole would be a great relief.
Well, we still have Kofi J on the line. So, Kofi, you've been speaking to some community leaders who are demanding that some actions against the illegal mining menace is taken. What have they been telling you? Hello, Kofi. Hello, Kofi. Okay, we'll try to get through to... Hello, Kofi, can you hear me? Kofi, unfortunately, cannot hear us. Let's try to reconnect with him. And now let's listen to some of the community leaders.
Galamsey no ya ha babia de ya hwehwema ya hu se omuntu o babia ba omuntu o eastern region babia nso no afiba no.
What we are facing is death poison, and if we drink it, we may die. We no longer have any source of drinking water. This is a plea. Illegal mining is destroying our water bodies in the eastern region. We know that permits have been given to mine in rivers. We are calling on our chiefs to send their ASAFO groups into these mining areas to find those responsible. We also appeal to the government not to sit idle. We are dying because we no longer have drinking water.
Nti ya panacho se babia ba ya ha na de yesre ho se babi wo ha omu wonso nya de ye nsu bi ayenom yensu ani ayesu a empenifo no beda ayesu ho se ne ye benye bi anom.
We heard there are some community leaders in the central region demanding that action is taken against illegal mining menace as that has affected their supply. Now, let's go to the Savannah region, where education has come to a standstill in part of the conflict-hit area, where violence has forced the closure of 44 basic schools in Binyiri. The education think tank, Africa Education Watch, is demanding urgent government action after revealing that more than 5,000 learners have been displaced as families flee their homes in search of safety. The affected learners have been left without classrooms, teachers, or learning materials, which is disrupting academic work and also deepening concerns about long-term setbacks to education in the area. We are joined on the phone lines by our correspondent Isaac Nyonya, who's been following the situation closely. So, Isaac, now the report suggests that 5,000 students have been displaced and 44 schools have been shut down. How accurate are these figures, and what does this mean for teaching and learning in the community?
Yes, this is a technical area for the educationists. Based on that, I just spoke with the Savannah Regional Director of Education, Ghana Education, one Mr. Brian A. Lawal, and he confirms the situation on the ground. He went further to add that areas like Binyiri, Calabar, and for that matter, both districts, Sawalatona, Calabar, and Bola, both learners and teachers have absconded. He said the learners in these catchment areas many of whom we saw on tele and the newspapers, have all absconded together with their mothers and their relations. Some of the teachers in the communities in the two districts who are also within alleged to be from the other camp have also left. And then the schools in all these areas have closed down. He confirmed that the schools have been shut down temporarily, waiting to see how the situation will normalize for them to return. Until that happens, the school could not be closed down.
So then how is the situation being handled, Isaac?
The situation regarding education in the region, particularly these two districts, the director said that they are only monitoring the situation to see how things will turn out. And if the learners in particular are back, they are able to get some teachers from other districts to go and support them. But if they are not back, they can't go and open empty classrooms and send teachers there to be sitting there doing nothing.
That's true.
Currently, community like Century, Danite, Sey, Calabar, Biri, and not so even the others, the schools are down because the learners are not there. And he just saying that the number given is not a weird number. That's the reality on the ground. And they will monitor to see how they can address the situation when both learners and teachers are back to the two districts.
So, Isaac, how about the security situation itself, the source of all of this? How is it also being handled?
There's still security, police and military visibility in Biri and Calabar in particular, and also in Bole. That number has increased. But an information that has just been given by the Interior Minister through the Salatina Kaba District Chief Executive is that effective Monday next week, the Solar Camp, which one handled the greatest number of 48,000, should be closed down. And work still with like the Ghana Red Cross Society and that of Ghana Health Service and the NADMO should all pack out and leave the camp. Now, those who emerged from the sanctuary in the Bola district last night for fear of possible attack on them, mostly women and children, are worried. They said they don't know where to go. If they come to the camp, we close down.
Okay, thank you so very much, Isaac Ndonya. He is our Savannah regional correspondent. Let's come to the Greater Accra region. Progress on the Tema-Aflao highway is under threat as the contractor BHM International is raising fresh concerns that the $105 million originally earmarked for the project has still not been reinstated. Client Relation Manager Wisdom Adonu warns the delay could derail ongoing works on the 17-kilometer stretch from the Tema Runabout to the Central University campus at Mutual. Construction resumed on the 7th of April after a 15-month suspension following an appeal by the Minister for Roads and Highways. But BHM fears progress may stall again without the funds.
Well, funding, we are still waiting for the funds to be, the loan to be reinstated. In the meantime, we are working in good faith based on the Minister's assurance in April, and we are committed to delivering this project on time as soon as the loan has been reinstated.
After 5 months, the $105 million loan that we were requesting that to be reinstated has not been done. Are there any risk should you not get it in time?
Well, currently we are confident that as the discussions are going on, the loan will be reinstated in time for us to execute the project. But then, the longer it delays, it will make things more difficult for the contractor to be able to do his job per the contract as the contract demands.
So, can that delay the completion of the project, or even maybe suspending it again?
Well, executing project like this needs funds. So without the funds, the project will be starved, and I believe that will make life difficult.
And that's a client relations manager of BHM International, Wisdom Adono, speaking to Collins Frimpong, who is currently on the stretch for us. So how far are the works going, Collins?
So far, there's been noticeable improvements made on the stretch, especially towards the Aflao side, where additional lanes and also fillings almost done, easing the traffic during peak hours. with regards to that of heading towards Accra, right from Aflao, excavation is still ongoing. And according to the contractor, the next phases of the project are that they are hoping to do the asphalting and complete 4 flyovers on the stretch. So far, they've been able to erect 3. We've been speaking to some of the drivers on the stretch, and this is what they are saying.
In the not traffic room, but he's here now. Ombe Bibi Kakra found there. He said, "I'm at traffic. I go from Kakra. That's in first.
First, say we travel how many minutes? 50 years pram. We age pram.
Yeah, me age pram. Oh, but he said the first name me the traffic more than 3 hours. Na me nu doing Accra. But he said the need be 1 hour time. No, me do doing yeah.
On my Juma Omuyeni. In fact, almost all more the part because are the best contractors are. Send on my 2 former. So no mashi share kwans na be do say no. Omo ba mo morning no ma start. Omo chire na omo ye ba. Tino me gidi say before I be do next year no. Yempa boni say ahansisa.
Now, Collins, issues of compensation were also raised. Tell us more about that.
131 paths and shots on the 17-kilometer stretch were supposed to be compensated, and according to the PRO of DHM, Pastor Samson Alute, only about 74% of the total number of people have been compensated, and the compensation is supposed to be done by the government. He is urging the government to expedite their compensation.
Thank you very much, Collins Frimpon there. We'll get back to him for updates in subsequent bulletins. Now, President John Mahama has cited what he describes as police attack on small-scale miners as reason for withdrawing the IGP's Anti-galamsey task force. The Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete Yehonu, waded into the fight against illegal mining with a reshuffle of all police commanders in galamsey hotspots across the country, and later led a special anti-galamsey task force into forest reserves to deal with the menace. The group recently ceased operations, but no official reason was given. The president, in his Meet the Press last night, also gave some clarification on the matter, including what more government is doing to end the fight. There's more in the following reports.
President John Mahama began his account on the fight against galamsey by accounting for a number of seizures and arrests made so far in the past few months.
440 excavators have been seized. Over 1,400 arrests have been made, with suspects awaiting prosecution. Over 300 Shamfang machines have been confiscated and destroyed. Over 900 water pumps seized from illegal mining sites have been handed over to the Ministry of Agriculture for distributing to farmers for irrigation purposes.
On the controversial matter of why the IGP's anti-galamsey task force was suddenly withdrawn from the forest, the president said the activities were not only uncoordinated, but also threatening the work of small-scale miners.
We called off the IGP's anti-galamsey task force because they are supposed to coordinate with NIMOS, that is the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat. Unfortunately, they were not doing that. So every little commander in any this thing gets up, galamsey phobia, they can't tell who is licensed, they can't tell who is not licensed. And so it was just like an attack on the whole small-scale mining industry. And so what we said was they should freeze their action, they should synchronize it with the National Anti-Galamsey Operational Secretariat, so that they can be directed exactly to where to go in terms of the anti-galamsey fight. While we're fighting galamsey, it doesn't mean that it's a free-for-all for everybody to get up. Anybody gets up, puts on a helmet, puts on a jacket, and says, I'm anti-galamsey. They say, we're not looking for chaos. We're looking to do it, in a scientific manner so that we do not hurt the whole of the small-scale mining industry.
We heard the President John Dramani Mahama. Now we have a statement from the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey, and they are saying that the President's statement did not inspire any hope against Galamsey. Now James Aveji is in the studio to tell us more about that. Let us in.
Yes, Hannah. So the coalition says the posture of the President downplayed the severity of the crisis, which has led to the pollution of over 60% of water bodies with heavy metals and the displacement of farmers both for cash and food crops and the devastation of our forest reserve. His withdrawal of police forces and accusations that they cannot distinguish legal from illegal miners is misplaced. The IGP's men, according to the coalition, though not perfect, were fearless and had brought the situation under control. The coalition said they challenged the President to name a single licensed small-scale mining entity that is mining responsibly on the ground, and they welcomed the NIMOS but asked the question whether we have resourced them sufficiently to deal decisively with that. They conclude by saying that the government handling of Galamsey crisis is a disappointment to us, and this government is failing us, unquote.
Thank you very much, James Aveji. There he brought us details of a statement by the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey. We take a short break here on the Midday News, and when we come back, we'll tell you about that high-level investigation that has been launched into the destruction of $28 million worth of Rabotech assets following clashes.
When budgets are tight and money difficult to come by, you want to be sure you get the best value for your money. These are not times to be spending money fixing expensive engine problems because of cheap fuel and lubricants. Drive to a petrol source station today and buy your quality fuel and lubricants, and rest assured of fuel that lasts long and lubricants that prevent expensive engine problems. Hear the sound. Petrosol, clean fuel in full quantity.
When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth with Kale Charcoal toothpaste. This gives me confidence all day.
Anytime you meet Amma, don't be surprised I smile showing my beautiful white teeth because I don't have cavity thanks to Kale Charcoal toothpaste for its natural charcoal properties. In fact, we are like twins. I can't go without my Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
That be why I dey use Kale Charcoal toothpaste morning and night when I dey go bed safe. It dey make my teeth white when it dey comot every scent from my mouth inside. My confidence level they go up, so I dey show my 32 teeth all.
Introducing the Kale Charcoal toothpaste, formulated with activated bamboo charcoal powder, ensures whiter teeth and removes bad breath. The strong natural property of the activated bamboo charcoal removes bacteria, absorbs surface stains on our teeth caused by coffee, wines, and tobacco. Welcome, Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Kale Charcoal toothpaste, Sankofa Yenchi.
Kale, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Junior, your school bus will soon get here. Hurry up.
Mommy, my head is aching me and I'm feeling cold. Honey, Junior's temperature is too high and he feels feverish.
Oh, baby. So you didn't give him the Encamol paracetamol syrup that I gave you the last time?
Oh, no, I forgot.
Okay, you know what? It's not too late. Just give him Encamol and he'll be fine in no time. Encamol paracetamol syrup, a strawberry-flavored paracetamol syrup, and it's specially made for children aged 3 months to 12 years. It helps manage pain like headaches, teething pain, and fever. And guess what? Because of the strawberry flavor, the kids enjoy taking it.
I can tell from the way he's licking his lips. And look at how he's jumping around. Hurry up and go to school, Junior.
Yes, now you can get Encamol paracetamol syrup in all pharmacy shops. For bulk purchase, go to NK Pharma head office, Abelinkwe, or call 050-658-8315. This advert is FDA approved.
Wherever you are, the game is nothing without you. It's on like never before this season. Every major league, every cup, every qualifier, the players, kudos, Semenyo, Inyaki, the goals, the emotions, and the bragging rights. It's all on SuperSport, available on DSTV and GoTV. Get your DSTV decoder at 89 cedis and GoTV decoder at 399 cedis. DSTV, your home of entertainment. GoTV, love it.
The luckiest, lucky's everywhere, for everyone, yeah. The luckiest, lucky's everywhere, for everyone, yeah. Money we define, every day and night. Mama, dada keep on hustling for the family. The luckiest. Star 712 hash. You can win some cash. You can be the luckiest with 1 CD, luckiest with 5,000. The luckiest, the teacher, doctor, market woman. You can be the luckiest. Oh, the luckiest. Luck is everywhere, for everyone. You can be the luckiest. The luckiest. Luck is everywhere, for everyone. Star 712 hash. Luck is everywhere. Luck is everywhere. Oh, tell me, are you feeling lucky? Because I'm feeling lucky. Because I'm feeling like the ultimate. That we go win. If I win, you win. You could be the luckiest.
Yeah, welcome back to the Midday News with Sports.
Hannah, the Ghana FA has appointed Nations FC's Kasim Mengle as the new head coach of Ghana's Black Galaxies, the country's home-based national team. Now, Mengle will be assisted by Brekum Chelsea coach Samuel Boadu and former Ghana Under-20 captain Godwin Atram. The technical team has been tasked with making Ghana competitive for the next CHAN tournament in 2026.
Thank you very much, Mubarak. Now, the Mineral Commission is investigating circumstances leading to the destruction of heavy mining equipment across the concession of Asanko Gold Mines in Amansia West. The machines, worth $28 million, belonging to Rabotech, were set ablaze by angry youth who stormed the site and clashed with security personnel over encroachments on concessions. Engines, excavators, and other heavy-duty machines were all scattered across the concession, and they lie broken and unusable now. There's more in this report by Clinton.
What started off as a standoff between some youth of Mpatuem, Abuabo, and some other communities, all in the Amanse West district and Asanko Mines. Some security personnel and military personnel believed to be connected to Asanko Mines turned deadly, and what you can see behind me is an evidence of so. We understand that 2 persons have died out of the unrest and 2 others are also on hospital admission, but what we are touring currently and seeing just behind me is an evidence of the unrest. Such heavy mining machines like this, numerous across the concessions of Asanko Mines, have been destroyed, burnt into chad. We spoke to the general manager of Asanko Gold Mines, Ahmed Mohamin Yaya, who says the situation is deeply regrettable. During a preliminary gauge of the impact of the clash, revealed that only Rabotech assets on the concessions of Asanko Mines were destroyed, raising concerns of possible sabotage. Meanwhile, the Assistant Regional Manager of the Minerals Commission, Dr. Lord Christian, confirms ongoing investigation into the incident.
Due process. And since the investigation is ongoing, for now we are protecting the integrity of the investigation. For now I can't talk, but why I'm saying I can't talk is it will be based on assessment. Right now we have picked some point, but once we don't have any findings, I can't say much unless we investigate into the findings before an outcome can come.
Asanko Gold Mine, in a press statement, said the company is working closely with local authorities, government officials and community leaders to address the situation. For Joy News, my name is Clinton Yeboah.
And joining me in the studio now for the trends is Noella. What's up?
Hi. So
on our trend list, we have state of emergency. We have Ashanti. Yeah, of course, I'm going to share a few messages from there. But Asantes are also trending. Eastleigh gone, Palestine and Stoneboy. But let me read some tweets and state of emergency. And this one says, if I cancel Galamsey today, what will I cancel tomorrow? I think it has to do with, obviously, the illegal mining activities. Also, apparently today is 9/11, anniversary of what happened in 2001, September. I think I was in either. Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Right. So what are people saying about that? Very sad.
So I saw. I just missed out on that tweet, unfortunately. But let me see if I can get more. If not, let's just go on to Stoneboy, who's also trending. So Stoneboy has released an EP called The Torture. It's a beautiful, beautiful EP. You should check it out. Let me read a few tweets here. It says, from Stoneboy himself, he says, they said they needed some more consciousness and elevation in the industry, and the youth needed some spiritual inspiration. So I dropped The Torture. Go run it up. So yeah, we should all go run it up. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Nuella. That's it for the Midday News with me, Hannah Odame. You can find more stories on myjoyonline.com. Thanks for choosing us. Joy News, independent, fearless, and credible. Pastor Mensa Otabel comes up next with a living word.